Welcome everybody to a non-impromptu, a non-test video today. Can you believe it? This is not a test. Tonight you are going to see some amazing stuff. A 3-hour block of goodness. Starting with me. In the middle there, we're going to have Blue Wave Odyssey. And at the very end, finishing up this 3-way block, we're going to have RV Underway. So think of it as a movie. Think of it as like you're in the movie theater. You're going to the bathroom. You're getting popcorn. You're getting all this stuff. And then you open up the doors and you walk in and you see the opening credits of the movie. That's us. That's us right now. And then after this is over, we're all going to merge over to Blue Wave Odyssey's channel and help us grow and everything. That's kind of like the heart of the movie. And then we're going to bring it home with the end of the movie, whether it's going to be sad or happy. We don't know. We don't know what RV Underway is going to do. And we're going to go ahead and watch that, and all of us are just going to merge from one to another to another. You haven't seen nothing like this. Nothing since black and white TV was invented. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling as people start to slowly pop in here and get everything ready. I have a special guest hidden down below. That looks obscene, but she's down here. I don't know how everybody gets used to that, pointing the opposite directions. But she's down here ready to go. Jen Vargas from Central Florida Top 5 and Filmslam. I don't know if it's called the Florida Filmslam anymore. We'll talk to her about that as people start to pull in. And when there's enough people in here, I'm going to go ahead and pull her up, ask her some questions. And hopefully you guys have some questions that you can ask her because there's no way I can come up with so many questions. And really hoping, because when me and Jen go out, I talk over her. So I'm really going to try not to talk over her tonight. Try and make this thing go smoothly. So we are getting people in here. Okay, so we have Captain Jack. Hello, ahoy, Captain Jack. It's freezing rain in Michigan, is it? Luckily, I'm in Florida right now. My company found it fit to keep me in the warmer climate at the moment. And so, yeah, I'm not going up that way anytime soon, I hope. Jerry Hawley, good evening. William Dickinson, hello. Happy Place Camping. There's people popping in. I'm waiting for some moderators to pop in. Wheels, Water, and Wander, hello. I don't know if you guys are one of my moderators. I don't know if I made James Cantonese one, but I do know I have 3 moderators at the moment, and I don't see any of them in here. So once I see my first moderator, I'm going to go ahead and bring Jen into the conversation. Hopefully you guys read her bios and stuff like that and come up with some great questions. And that's it. Hey, RV dog. Okay, guys. You know what? RV Avengers, man, there's a lot of people starting to pop in here. Wow. You know what? I trust all you guys. And I don't have nothing else to talk about at the beginning here. Hey, Slow Momentum. I-10 East near Courtside. Are you going to stop and meet any RVers out in Courtside? And if you do, Slow Momentum, where'd you go? Definitely carry your camera around with you. Uh-oh. I can't answer it. I'm using that phone as a hotspot, and it is Bob from Blue Wave Odyssey. I was using my regular Wi-Fi, guys. I really was. But I told Jen before we went live that I was going to use my phone as a hotspot because I was getting 90 megabits per second up, and I thought it'd just be great. God, Bob, if you pop in here, I'm sorry. Maybe Bob is having internet problems. I hope not. Maybe he was calling to tell me something like that. Well, he has a whole hour to figure it out if that's the issue. Oh, no, Blue Wave is here. Okay, Blue Wave. Where did you go real fast? I just seen you. There you are. Hi. Yes, I'm here, but I am using my phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot. I was using my jetpack, but I was worried about audio being blurry and stuff like that. So I went ahead and switched to using the phone. And so I'm sorry I could not answer. All right, so we got a moderator in here. Hi, New Horizons. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the guest on for the evening because I have a bad habit of not monitoring my time. We're already 5 minutes in, and hopefully you guys are going to have some questions for her. My plan is over the next 3 or 4 weeks to bring at least one guest on every Saturday that can help us grow. That's what I'm trying to do. So whether it be production, whether it be low light shooting or audio, or coming up with ideas on what your next vlog could be, how to properly keep ideas in notes. You know, even if you come up with an idea, you're walking around throughout the day and you don't have your camera with you, and you're going, you know what, that's a great idea. I'm going to take a note. Maybe I'll shoot a video about that at a later date. Just things like that. If you're nervous about going live and seeing yourself or hearing your own voice, I'm going to bring people on to talk about that. So tonight's guest is she's producing the Florida Filmslam. I'm going to bring her on to talk about that. We got a special giveaway to one of you guys at the end of the broadcast, and we'll talk about that as we get going. It's not much different, I don't think, producing an event as it is production of a YouTube video or production of a Hollywood television series or a production of a show. You know, it's all production, and there's collaboration, and there's all this stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And I figured she's the perfect person to talk to about that, and see how we can merge some of the stuff that she does into the stuff we do, into our small little YouTube world of production. So without any further ado, Jen, thumbs up. You ready? She's ready, guys. Everybody, please welcome, clap your hands for Miss Jen Vargas. Jen, you're here.
Hi, everybody.
Wow, I can't believe. Thank you so much, Jen, for letting me talk to you tonight. Really.
No problem.
Is it? You always tell me that. You always say you're not bugging me. Anything is not a problem. Blah blah blah. I don't know. I still feel weird, and you've known me for years.
I have.
Anyway.
Hello.
Okay. Now, Jen, are you allowed to read the comments on the side?
Yeah.
What am I? I'm going to take Bob's, minimize his, so it's us, and make us bigger. Woo! Look at that.
I apologize, everyone. Sorry.
So I don't know if you can read all this stuff, but let's start with the first one. This is the guy that's really helping us all out as a community. He's like building this ginormous community and helping us all grow, and it's not just, you know, how some people go to YouTube and they go and they sub for sub type stuff, and they won't never check out your videos, never leave comments. So we're not trying to do that. We're actually a community.
That's cool.
So let's see, hide. There we go. So yeah. Okay, I'll get this. See, you're a test subject, Jen. Anyway, so go ahead, teach us.
Well, hi, everybody. Hi, Sherry, Happy Place Camping, New Horizons, Tammy, Cummins Camping, Blue Wave Odyssey, Avenger, RV Adventure, This Nomadic Idea.
Oh, you don't have to read all those. You don't have to read them. I'll bring them up on the screen.
Okay.
For questions that they know. Just tell everybody, hola.
Okay.
You'll be doing that all night. You will be reading that stuff all night long.
This is pretty cool. I like your green room.
It's pretty. You like the green room, do you?
I like your green room. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, I see. I'll bring you out to the studio one of these days.
Okay.
All right. So, like we were talking before, as things popped into my head, I was writing them down in notes, trying to be semi-professional.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's very small, you're gonna have to teach me how to use the iPad. I would like to go vertical instead of horizontal, or horizontal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how to do that on Keep.
Just turn your screen. That's all. Hey, look at that.
Oh, well, see, you taught me something already tonight, Jen Vargas. Central Florida Top 5. Okay, so before, instead of going to number 1, number 2, number 3, let's talk a little bit about you real fast. So you operate a website, Central Florida Top 5.
Kind of.
You used to it used to be more than what it is.
Yeah.
When you were more involved.
Yeah.
You do Filmslam. Go ahead and tell everybody about Filmslam, because that's more important than Central Florida Top 5.
Well, no. I mean, everything is important locally, but I've had to take a step back from a lot of things because of things that have been going on. But I apologize for the way that I sound. I woke up a couple days ago. My voice, I have no idea what happened to it, but it's gone. I have no idea. But I'll try to communicate as best I can. Filmslam started in 2004 as a project of the University of Central Florida had a sorry, I was waiting on that. Downtown Media Arts Center started Filmslam was a get together of filmmakers, local filmmakers to Orlando, Central Florida, and they would just kind of commune in a space in the Rogers Keene building, if you know downtown Orlando. And a person would host it, they would screen films, they would talk about it, and kind of grew from there. A year later, the DMAC unfortunately was no more, and the host then, John Thiessen, had to find a home for Filmslam because it kind of grew a little bit of a following. So we moved over in, I think, 2006 to the Enzian Theater in Maitland, if you are familiar. And we were there for 13 years until last October when we decided to, well, we didn't decide. It was thrust upon us to move. We were told in August that the theater could no longer financially keep the doors open for us because we weren't paying a facility rental or anything. They were getting to keep our box office and getting to keep the food and beverage sales and everything, and we would have a venue to screen. And it had been like that for 13 years, and then Enzian, unfortunately, I guess, went through something and weren't able to keep the doors open for us. So I, as host, had to make a decision. Do I want to let Filmslam die? Or do I want to go to another venue? So I made a snap judgment decision, went to a few places in town, and then decided that Orlando Museum of Art was the best venue for Filmslam in 2020. So in a couple of weeks, we will have our first screening of our 15th season. We've been around 15 years for Florida's independent filmmakers. We'll have our first screening on January 26th at 2 o'clock at the Orlando Museum of Art. So Florida's filmmakers do have a place to screen. We haven't had a dedicated place to screen outside of a film school that I know of. I graduated film school in 2006, and Filmslam was the only thing that I knew of. So I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm honored to continue hosting it, and yeah, it's a whole new year, a whole new decade, and a lot of new things are happening. But I'm very excited. City of Orlando's involved, got Orange County involved, and our filmmakers are excited. So yeah, that's Filmslam. We are a screening series for Florida's independent filmmakers.
Perfect. I've never been over there. What's the new venue like? What's the theater like? What is it compared to the Enzian?
Compared to the Enzian, if you've never been to the Enzian Theater, it's kind of like if you've ever been, I hate to make a comparison because Alamo Drafthouse is very cool, but
yeah.
It's kind of like Alamo Drafthouse where you get to eat a full meal, or the AMC dine-in theaters or whatever. You can order at your table. You can eat a full meal and drink adult and non-adult beverages while you're watching a film on the screen. And yeah, it's the Orlando Museum of Art is indeed that. It is it's upper scale. It's a little fancier, and there is no food or drink service in the SunTrust Auditorium. It's an auditorium inside the theater, so it's a little different in that aspect. But the community, our community, like you were speaking, that you guys have a community in here. Our filmmakers also have a community and a place, a safe place where they can screen their films, and all short films, like under 20 minutes or so, under 20, 25 minutes. But yeah.
So, but okay, so in like a YouTube community or a social media community, it's easy for us to connect. So, but there's so many filmmakers out there that don't know where to take their product to.
Right.
How do they even know? I mean, because you moved everything, how do you communicate with the filmmakers, the independent filmmakers and stuff, that, hey, we're doing this event, how does that community know what's going on within the community without a social network like
I was about to say, specifically to Filmslam or Florida's independent filmmakers in general?
In general, like say I want to make a movie, called The Fishbowl, you know that.
We're gonna make that movie.
Yeah, whatever. So I get funding. We get the movie produced. We get it put together, packaged, and I want to shop it at these film festivals. Hoping that once somebody will go, hey, I like that idea. Let's shop it around with the studios.
Right.
Excuse me. So how does that community communicate with each other and with you?
Well, social media, one, like our most popular, other than word of mouth, our most popular outlet is Facebook. As much as I personally don't like Facebook, it's just full of a bunch of kind of nonsense right now.
Drama.
And the drama and just crazy things. Facebook has been our most effective means of communication to our filmmakers across the state and beyond. Also, we have a new kind of repository and submission process for our filmmakers. So filmfreeway.com. If you're looking to enter film festivals, Film Freeway is pretty great. You can do genre-specific film festivals. You can do region-specific, country-specific film festivals. You would have to go on there to play with it, but there's a lot of options.
Now, it's basically, now with what you do, it's not like Cannes or any of the other, or Sundance or something like that. I mean, it's specific to the state of Florida. So like we have an animator in our group. And I was always thinking, how great would it be if he put like a 60-second, like during because you guys sometimes have those 60-second films, which I still don't understand how you tell a story in 60 seconds, but you can. And so I was thinking, he does some pretty great work that possibly, I mean, Nickelodeon has animation that is worse than what he does. And if Nickelodeon's popular, I mean, and so Toonstead, I'm talking about this guy Toonstead, and I was thinking to myself, how great would it be if he created something, but he doesn't live here. I think he lives in Texas, but how great would it be if he was able to do something like that? Do events like yours communicate with other states and other film things? Like, so if he's in Texas, are there events like that in Texas, and does everybody communicate?
I'm sure. I'm sure that there are independent, like Filmslam is really a screening. It's a public screening. It's not a film festival per se, where there's like a grand prize winner and all this stuff.
But that's later. You guys have done that stuff in the past and sent people to Miami and everything else, right?
Well, Filmslam traditionally, it's mainly stayed in Central Florida. Our filmmakers historically have had a guaranteed seat into the Brouhaha Film and Video showcase, which is at the Indian Theater, and then they potentially had an opportunity to be passed on to the Florida Film Festival the next year. However, since our partnership with Indian is no longer in place, we had to come up with a new kind of pipeline. So we're partnered up with the Central Florida Film Festival. We haven't really made it public yet, but we're partnered also with the 48-Hour Film Project, which is a timed filmmaking competition. I've got some other partnerships across the state that are going to be happening too. We don't necessarily talk to each other, but I think that line of communication should be open. Like, are there other film slams now in other places? Sure. But other film slams, like proper name, like we call ourselves, are there other film slams branded in other places? Not yet, but there's just wait on that.
I was going through here trying to see if anybody has any questions on anything about how Filmslam works. I'm gonna take Blue Wave's advice here. Oh, here's something. What is this? We have RV Kid says we have a Dutch Apple Theater in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It sort of has the same concept of a dinner and theater, just with live plays.
Yeah, we have dinner theaters here too. We have one in town called Sleuths. We have another one called Capone's. There are a couple of other ones too that are really good. I love theater. I love theater.
Yeah, would you consider the other one? Okay, we have the Pirate Theater. The
Pirates. That's another.
And Capone's, yeah, and then
we have a bunch. Like as far as filmmakers submitting, you have to be a Florida filmmaker to submit to Filmslam. It has to be a short, probably under 25 minutes. I have a little bit of kind of mid ground that I can work with, but the shorter the films, the more filmmakers I can play in a lineup, because my lineup traditionally has only been 60 minutes. So I can play about anywhere from 6 to 10 filmmakers short films in that short amount of time. But I like to see the stage. I do a Q&A after the screening, and I love to see that stage filled with filmmakers instead of like the same 4 people coming up and talking about their film and their projects and all that stuff. New faces, diverse faces, inclusive faces, like filmmakers of all abilities. Anybody. We've never censored any artistic or creative voice. We've had experimental films, we've had animated films, we've had music videos, which are technically small films, but they're music videos. We've had documentaries galore. We've had narratives. October is our all horror month. So we have all horror films in October. That was one of our favorites.
Captain, we were talking about the pirate show, Captain Jack here. Yeah, would you consider what we used to have more? We had like the Dolly Stampede one, and then Medieval Times. Those are
I'm still there.
Yeah, would you consider those the same as a play? Maybe, right?
Acting. I would think so. I happen to know the Queen.
You do. I petted one of the horses.
Yeah. Medieval Times, and I would consider that dinner kind of, but it's more like live entertainment.
What about Lanuba or that's gone now? Blue Man Group. We got Blue Man Group. Heck with that.
You do, but you can only eat popcorn realistically. Or
we can get popcorn. We can get anything we want at Blue Man.
Yeah. Or marshmallows if they feed them to you. They baby bird them to you.
Yeah.
So gross.
Okay, let's see if there's any questions here, and then we'll move on to subject 2 as the clock counts down to Blue Wave Odyssey's awesome show. It's cold and snowy. Let's see. Yeah,
Gasparilla is coming. The Gasparilla Film Festival is pretty cool if you've ever been. But that whole, like Tampa does a whole thing out there.
Did someone mention Gasparilla?
Yeah, Jim Jensen.
Oh, Jim. Where's Jim at? There he is. Hey, Jim, how are you doing? I haven't seen you. Well, no, you wrote on me a couple times today. Gasparilla is great.
Any famous filmmakers get their start at Filmslam. None that you probably would have heard of outside of the film festival circuit, but we've had last year we had a couple of people who worked with Jim Henson's Productions submit a couple of films. UCF submitted some animated films that I believe went on to do big things. None that you would know by name, but stay tuned on that one too, because the filmmakers definitely doing something.
Wait, Happy Place Camping, wait until the fishbowl comes out.
Yeah.
You knew me when.
Be prepared or be mentally.
I'm not going to bring up the offer you guys gave me of I'm not going to bring that up, but if that's a made for TV movie right there. Cable anyway.
That'll be fun. That'll be primed for October's Filmslam for sure. And then Sick and Wrong Film Festival. There's a Sick and Wrong Film Festival here in Orlando where they show offensive films, and my friend Steven runs that, and that would be awesome for the Sick and Wrong Film Festival. We got to make it. We'll make it.
I'm not going to be able to speak though, right? I'm just going to eat. Basically.
That's up to you.
Do I get a grunt?
You could probably do what you want.
When you guys gave me that offer last night,
Yeah.
I went through our photographs of where me and you went to the Haunted Mansion at Disney, and I had my hair down and was holding a lantern, and I was going, I see how come he's picking me now. I see it. I don't know. Okay, collaboration. Let's talk about collab. Should we talk? I want to bring up collaboration now. Not only have you done Filmslam, you have worked in the industry also on like as a production assistant on TV shows
Yeah.
and everything else. What specifically does a production assistant do, especially for network for television?
Huh.
What
What doesn't a production assistant do?
are you like the gopher at that time?
It depends. Like, you could go get coffee. You could drive talent around in a van. You could be organizing and wrangling cable. You could be babysitting the talent or interview subjects. You could be getting lunch, or
Who,
you could just be
who
sitting there watching babysitting gear.
have you ever had to babysit talent?
Yes.
And are you allowed to name names? And I was going to say, who was the most difficult talent you've ever had to wrangle?
Oh man.
Most difficult, and it could be Paul Rubens. It's okay.
Yeah. I've not had the pleasure to wrangle Paul Rubens. I would rather not say who
Okay.
those people are, but I've worked on a remote episode of the Oprah Winfrey Show when
Mm-hmm.
that was on the air. I've worked on Bridezilla's, which reality
Okay.
television is not
Right.
my favorite thing to work, but it pays the bills. So
Okay. On the reality shows like Bridezilla,
yeah.
is it really as hectic and chaotic as we see on television behind the scenes, or
Well,
are they putting on an act?
well, keep in mind reality, like any show that you see on television, proper television, is probably like there's at least an outline of events going on. If it's not completely scripted, and most of it is completely scripted. I mean, they take their they take yeah, they give themselves a lot of room to play with those. I can't say. Um, I'll get to that in a second. I can't say that all of it isn't real, but
Mm-hmm.
reality is like for example, my working on Brightzillas in the very beginning, it was kind of boring. It's just um, gathering people in different places, like the bride going to get her hair done, like and washed and baby's breath and all that stuff put in her hair for just as a test to make sure that it would stay and see how long it would take to put together and all that stuff. Everything leading up to the wedding day, I would say was pretty kind of boring and simple. Um, everything leading up to everything up to the morning of the wedding is eh, it's not so interesting. The wedding itself, depending on because you can never be in production, whether you're on camera or behind it, whether you're in TV or film. Murphy's Law will dictate if something's going to go wrong, it will. If you don't have contingency plans on contingency plans, if you don't NASA your way, your production, do your pre-production, you'll have to figure stuff out on the fly. Therein lies the drama. And then there's some stuff that they kind of throw in there too. The most, probably the most amusing on my two episodes of Bridezillas, my the most interesting experience I would say was at the reception because everybody's like, "Oh, the event is over. Let's get drunk." And personalities come out when you're intoxicated
Oh,
and you're trying
what
to
are you talking about?
yeah. After they do a set of interviews before the wedding, and then they cover the event, the B roll of the wedding and the reception and the daddy daughter dance and blah blah blah. When you're trying to wrangle talent post wedding after the reception has already started, um, yeah, probably want to do those interviews before people start drinking because it's to say it's like herding cats is being very kind.
Well,
So,
I
yeah, that's
realized
the thing.
I've realized when we go out and I get a little bit tipsy
Yeah.
and I see the video footage, I don't want to post that on YouTube anymore. I don't. I'm not never going to do it now. So before we answer Blue Waves, I'll keep his there. Just a comment from New Horizons over here. She wrote, "I always wondered about those reality TV shows. Some look fake." And yeah, what was that one that we had up here? Well, we had a bunch here where I live now. We have an actual place called Glades Animals, New Horizons. It's an animal place, and it's a private thing. And Discovery Channel and stuff will come here, and they will shoot video of like wrangling crocodiles or crocodiles in the wild or alligators in the wild or something, and they film it all on location here at this little family-owned place, and then they'll pretend they're in Africa, or they pretend they're somewhere else. Yeah. And so even the stuff you see on Discovery Channel or Animal Planet, a lot of that stuff is filmed here in Florida, or probably other places too. But I know that we have one particular place about 5 miles from me where a lot of the TV shows film that stuff and then say they're somewhere else.
Yeah. A lot of that is production cost. A lot of it's cheaper to shoot here in Florida and dress it up as if it were Africa than it would to take an entire crew plus gear plus whatever else over to Africa for a couple of days to shoot and then come back. So a lot of it, everything comes down to money.
So Blue Wave has that good question there, Jen. I'll let you answer that.
Are the films available to view online for Filmslam? What's that?
I'm assuming that's what he was asking.
Yeah, the films, I would say that a lot of them, once they do their film festival run, because a lot of them go on to play like official film festivals that are out of state and out of the country. Once the film festival run is concluded, yeah, a lot of them are made available online on Vimeo. A lot of them are some of them are even on Amazon. You could probably look up some short films and on Hulu. YouTube is a little bit, YouTube does weird things to video. So filmmakers, they like to stick to like Stage 32 or Vimeo preferably because they're just kinder to movies and not letting the audio video get out of sync because of encoding or whatever nonsense YouTube does to videos.
So as an independent filmmaker, you have an idea for a film. And you put the money into it. You get everything put together, and then you show it at an event like Filmslam, and then what are the filmmakers' hopes that someone's going to see it, or if it does good at Filmslam, do they shop it somewhere else and eventually move up the ladder to the big ones in Colorado and France or whatever? How is this the beginning of a filmmaker's career? Is doing things like Filmslam?
Well, any filmmaker who's made a film, they want eyes on it. They want eyes other than their cast, crew, and family. They want people to tell them what they thought of their film. They want people to tell them how it made them feel, how they can improve, constructive criticism and some gushing. I mean, everybody's ego likes to be fluffed a little bit. So any filmmaker just wants to be seen. And that's the purpose that Filmslam has fulfilled for Central Florida filmmakers specifically the past 15 years is we don't have a dedicated place to screen. We're not like Orlando Ballet Theater or the Orlando Museum of Art or the Orlando Shakespeare Theater. They have permanent brick and mortar venues to screen their things. Florida's independent filmmaker, if you're not in film school, the only thing you have to do is rent out a movie theater. And that four-wall rental fee could be in the thousands. So what Filmslam has done the past 15 years is I used to use Filmslam when I wasn't working with it or doing the social for it. I used to use Filmslam as kind of like a premiere, like an inexpensive premiere where the cast and crew and friends and family and everybody could come see a film on the big screen, see how it screens in front of everybody, see if the resolution's right, see if it sounds okay. And if it plays good on that big screen, maybe I'll put it into a festival. Some people use it as a litmus test. Some people use it as a networking tool. Some people use it as a proof of concept. So getting your film out there and seen in the public is anything like filmmakers want to do that. The ultimate thing is distribution, though. Filmmakers will want to try to obviously get other eyes on it, and they want people to pay for their films. Short filmmakers, no one's really, there's not really a market for that. There is, but there's not. Like if you were going to an AMC theater and you're seeing a feature film, people will go to a theater and see an hour and a half long movie, 2 hours, or I know The Irishman on Netflix is like 3 hours, and the last Avengers movie is like 3 hours and something. People will see that, but 20-minute films or whatever, like there's really there's distribution for it, but not paid distribution. So yeah, getting your eyes in front.
I don't know if you know Nick's Picks. She's local, does Disney stuff also.
Cool.
I guess you can tell by the icon there. I actually wrote 2 screenplays and entered them into the Palm Beach Film Festival. Obviously, that went nowhere.
Oh, well, I'm sorry about that, but hey, you know what? You finished 2 scripts. A lot of filmmakers in and out of film school that I run into, they have an idea for a script in their mind and they know what they want to do. They've just never committed pen to paper, put it in script format, done a table read, and tried to make the film. So the fact that you finished something is huge. That's what I tell the filmmakers all the time is regardless of if we screen your film and it doesn't go any further than here, it just goes up on YouTube or Vimeo and you're done. You finished something. And that's awesome. A lot of people want to see the fruits of their labor. And a lot of people in independent film production, they're doing it for low, no negative budgets. And the whole thing with getting copy and food and credit, like that doesn't pay your mortgage, but at least for that hard work, you have a product that you are proud to show other people, hopefully.
Yeah, it's like, from what I'm seeing now, it's like, okay, we have YouTube. Then then someone on YouTube may want to make a movie, do a script like Nick's Picks, and then get it into so it's all a stepping stone. And then if you start something like that, you could get it on Netflix, on Amazon Prime. So if someone starts their film career in this stuff, they could move up the ladder.
Yeah, anything's possible. Netflix is not necessarily hurting for content, neither is Hulu. And now that everything is seemingly going into a la carte programming, there are going to be people looking for content. So, but keep in mind with the streaming channels, even the streaming channels have their standards. So
I'm gonna bring up a question to Gavin because he has some shows on Amazon Prime, Netflix, and I can't say anything else about something else. But if those of you guys, he can't say nothing else. But he's moving up. He's doing good.
Cool.
But I'm going to ask him about pay to play because I'm curious. Are those 2 studios in particular, Netflix, Amazon, are they paid to play?
I would have to do research on that.
I'm curious.
They have something in place. I know the specifics to which I don't have the details on, but
well, we got. I'm gonna cut you off in about 8 minutes or so, so we can all wind down and move on to the meat of the 3-hour block here shortly. What about collaboration? Yeah. Because collaboration, I noticed with YouTube, when channels get together and collaborate and work together, it helps them grow. They come up with better content because you're bouncing ideas off of people. Especially with the Filmslam thing, do you collaborate with people in creating an event? Is there a lot of collaboration within event organization and stuff? Or is there, at the moment, are you finding it's you and your close group of people?
Well, with Filmslam, there's always been a host who has kind of been the shot caller or like the showrunner, if you will. Like, for example, for Filmslam, I've recruited the filmmakers. I communicate with them. Am I testifying?
No, I'm asking a quick question because
Yeah.
I always hear this. The showrunners from Walking Dead gave us this info. What is a showrunner?
A showrunner is the person who's over the production. So they are the ones that the studios come to speak about whatever's going on between what the studio wants and what the media wants. There's there's a bunch like TV production, like TV producers and film producers are not necessarily one and the same, even though their duties are basically the same. It's very hard to explain. And even like with what you're doing right now, you would be the showrunner of your own show, but you would also be the producer. You would also be the director. You're doing the lower thirds here.
Am
You're
I doing rule of thirds?
yeah yeah. You've got your here it is right here. That's your Chiron, your lower third. So
Yeah, I got
yeah,
it.
you're the technical. You're the control booth. You're the tech director. Like you're everything in your one show. So
So
yeah,
everybody here. Uh, oh God, there's bad stuff. Susan, I'll talk to you in your text. I'm going over to the messages now. That I'm sorry. Oh, I don't even know what to say. Everybody's saying prayers for Susan. I got to read back up. Um, hold on a second. We got a question.
it is.
Jack, is not this live stream a collaboration?
It is. Yeah,
It is.
Rick's asking me questions, and he's fielding questions and putting stuff up on the screen. And yeah, as far as Filmslam, it's more of like a 1 to 2 person kind of deal. But something like making strides against breast cancer, or like a charity event or a concert, that's multiple people in multiple ways. So it would depend on the production that you're putting on.
What's this, Captain Jack? I can be a chef, cook, and a bottle washer too.
Yeah,
Well, that's what we all are, right? We're all creating content on YouTube. We're all
right.
trying to grow our channels. We're all trying to come up with some sort of story of our day or where we've been or where we've seen. And so we're all, so all of us pretty much are the content creator. We're the storyteller. We're the showrunner, like she's saying. We're everything in one. We don't have a team of people.
Feel better, Susan.
What is going on with Susan? Because I was talking to you and I wasn't paying attention. Is something going on?
From what I can tell, there were steroid shots that didn't help.
Oh, the shot didn't help. Calling Dr. Monday. Susan is so sweet. She's like, we got a lot of good people here. I don't know what to say. I'm going to have to go back and read all this.
Final draft on a 3.5 floppy. Wow. Yeah, that's final draft. Yeah, that's a while ago. Sorry, I should be paying attention more to the comments. This is new to me.
I'm trying to read when there's questions pop up. Rick, we won 3rd year safety award from TCA. Cocky did? Well, that's pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Congratulations, Cocky Trucking, the best trucking company in the United States.
Oh, trucking. I thought it's television.
I'm assuming that's what it is. I don't know. Everybody knows I love this company. What is this here? We have, I think I would love collaboration, Captain Jack says, with someone. I have many scripts that need extras and help and stunts and tricks. You're not going to do all that on YouTube, though. Yeah. When you get to Arizona and all the campers out there and you're meeting up with people and they got their YouTube channels and you guys get on each other's channels and start collaborating about maybe a generator repair or how to install a steering wheel or how to fix a heater in your school bus, in your what do they call them? The bus things. And then you guys collaborate on creating videos about repairs or solar panels. There's a lot in the RV community can collaborate with when you guys when everybody gets together.
Yeah, collaboration goes on all the time. We should never stop that. We're a global community, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, I guess that's about it, Jen. I don't know what else to ask you here except for utilizing your local library for content. I wrote that down. You,
good
you
for
know,
you.
a lot of people use the internet nowadays for everything, but they don't real. It's been years since I stepped into a library, but I am going to hit the one in Metropolis because Miss Lori's working there now. But a lot of people don't even step into their local libraries anymore and realize that the libraries have to fight the internet. You know, and so the libraries are creating media centers, and you have everything. Go ahead, talk about that. That's an amazing thing.
Well, the libraries, people think that libraries are outdated, archaic, and they're going the way of I don't know, this I don't know. They're going away. They're not. Like Orange County Library, for example, here in Orlando. My boyfriend Jay and I have been taking classes at, and when you go to learn things like software or how to do something, just generally how to do something, everybody has different learning types.
Mm-hmm.
Some people learn better with classroom instruction. Some people have to have, somebody explains it to them, they do it, they get it. Some people just do it and they get it. Some people have to read all the manuals to understand the scope of everything, and then they know how to do it and they do it later. Like I learn better visually and with the classroom approach. So we've been taking classes at our library, and they have a place called the Melrose Center, which we went through Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Premiere. I learned Maya, which is a modeling program, a 3D modeling program. They have Blender, which is also has to do with animation. I've learned audio, video, control room studio, just photo studio. They have everything at the library. Library is not just books. Like it's full of a bunch of resources. If you
It's,
go like to ocls.info, there's a
mm-hmm.
ton of stuff on there. I get a lynda.com membership for free with my library card. I can listen to music for free with my library card. Like, and I can download through Freegal. I can download music for free because I'm a member of my local library. So it's definitely worth checking out if you're looking to learn more about how camera works, like how lighting works, or any of that for your videos or production.
Editing, editing. Learn how to learn editing.
Yeah, any of that. I mean, you can go to YouTube and do YouTube University, and that's great. If you learn best that way,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. More power to you. What the knowledge that you glean from that material and how you go forth with it is all on you. But some people need a different way to encapsulate that information, and the library has been an excellent resource for me. um, I would encourage everyone to check out their local library because it's been amazing. By the end of January, Jay and I will have completed 45 courses online and off. So that's 45 classes in mostly Adobe and some video stuff. You have to learn how to use their video, audio, and photo studios, and then they have to sign off on you using them
Mm-hmm.
before you can essentially rent out space there with your library card. So you have to go through kind of I don't think I have it. Yeah, I do. You have to go through like courses and things, and you have to complete this checklist. They give you an assessment, and then you can get the studio for free. So say, for example, if you're interviewing someone and you don't have a quiet place, they have sound booths at the library, at our library in the Melrose Center. You can get in like a very small sound booth, have complete quiet, it's sound tight. Same thing with a photo studio. If you don't have a green screen like this to set up, if you don't have the space in your house or in your backyard or whatever, you
In
can
your
go
RV.
studio in your RV. Yeah. If you need a place that's not like your home, or if you don't have gear, like the my library will lend me, I think they're Black Magic cameras that they have now, which
Oh,
are the cinema cameras, are amazing. I can essentially book time in that studio with full gear, with the control room, with the Canon Mark II, I think
mm-hmm.
what they have. The Canon, I forget what it is. I forget what model it is. I want to say the Canon.
Yeah, the Canon makes a Mark II, right? Or a
Yeah,
50 or the S or the 50R or whatever. I don't know what the Canon stuff is.
7D. I think it's a 7D Mark II is the equipment that they have there. But if you don't have your own gear, don't let that stop you. If you have just an iPhone, you can do so many things
There
with
was a movie shot on the iPhone that
yeah,
was at the theaters,
Oscar
and I
winning.
believe it's on Netflix now.
Yeah, there's an Oscar winning movie that they ran out. They were shooting on 35, or no, they were shooting on 16, I think, and they ran out of money to get film stock. So they used one of the apps that kind of mirrored a filmic look. It wasn't Filmic Pro. It was something else, kind of like the Stranger Things app where they grain it up and make it look like the 1980s. They used that to do the rest of their B-roll and their pickups, and it went to the Oscars and it actually won.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it's pretty great. There's a lot of different things that you can do. So don't let gear or lack of software or lack of education limit you. Just go and do it.
Well, that's about it, I guess, for now. I'll maybe see you tomorrow or next time I come home. I'm not exactly sure. But has anybody got any quick questions before I let Jen go? We got 10 minutes to go before we all jump over and raid Blue Waves next hour.
Oh, Captain Jack, I was in high school too. I was in high school drama as well, and I loved it. Improv games and warm-ups and stuff, those are some of my favorite things to do. My start was actually, I loved music to begin with, but theater was my original passion. And then I eventually decided to go to film school later. But yeah, theater is a great place to go. I would definitely support your local Fringe festival if you've never been, Fringe and Theater Festival. So many things out there that, especially in Orlando, there's a lot is going on here. That's not Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Discovery Cove, Aquatica.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a lot of cool things going on.
Oh, hold on a second. What is the YouTube live guide tonight? Oh, I came up with an idea because back, when we were kids, or you're much older than me, Jen, so you probably know all this. But back in the day, we had a thing called the TV guide.
What?
Yes. And then people, what they would do is you would take this magazine and go through it and see what shows were on by the hour for every day. And because so many people on YouTube are going live nowadays, we don't want to step on each other. So I'm thinking, like Ninth Element here says, we need a YouTube guide. So tonight, this is almost over, Ninth Element. This is the credits to the show, the opening credits. Right after this, we're all going to move on over to Blue Wave. If I have any moderators left in, let's see here.
Hey, thanks, Happy Place Camping. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I'm not of better voice, but yeah, we're off the cuff. So there's a lot of different things that go into being creative and doing your own thing.
If anybody is moderating for me tonight, still here and not moved over to Blue Wave yet, in about 3 minutes or so, could you put a link in there for Bob's stream so everybody can just leave here by clicking that link and going directly over to his channel? That would be amazing. Hold on here. We got one more here. What Captain Jack, he is just like going crazy tonight here. Did you answer that one? I moved over to Blue Wave. I hear myself.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think I'm gonna hop over with you guys. This is fun. I like this.
Yeah. So what Blue Wave does is, Jen, is we're a growth. It very similar, but he brings people on, and then we try and grow our channels a little bit. And I'm getting very close to 1,000. I think I have like 120 more to go, and I'm monetized again after all these years. I'll be remonetized.
Oh, hey, that's awesome! Congratulations.
Justin and Christina are here. You guys are one of my moderators. So would you please, in about 2 more minutes, go ahead and toss a link in there, and I will end this. And you know what, Jen? I'll keep you in before we head over, and then we can just click over. If anybody is new to this channel real fast and new in this stream, if you have content, if you're a content creator and you have content on your YouTube channel, what we like to do is type the word CC for content creator. And then everybody will type CC. And if you don't know that channel and you're not subscribed to that channel and it looks like content you might be interested in, go ahead and click their channel, hit the friends notification, which is the red button that says subscribe. And if you like their content and want to be notified of future videos, hit that bell notification. So everybody in the stream right now, if you would, let's click the CCs before heading over to Bob. And Jen, you have content?
Yeah. I'm a content creator too. I mean, a filmmaker is a content creator.
No, I mean on your YouTube channel.
Oh, I do, but it's older. I have some stuff at Kennedy Space Center. Like it's not current.
We need to get some content when we're together and put it up on your channel.
Yeah.
Next time I come home, you pick me up at Thousand Trails and we'll do some content around Thousand Trails.
I've had a busy couple of years with my mom, so I've not been out there, but
I have content with your mom.
You do. You
do. All right, guys. We're at 5:55. He's going live in just a couple minutes. So if everybody wants to go ahead and start moseying on over to Bob's, thank you guys for checking in tonight. Thank Jen Vargas for popping in and giving us a little bit of behind the scenes of what it's like to produce Filmslam, an actual event, and a little bit of behind the scenes of what it's like to work on a reality show. And hopefully some of this stuff can help us. That's what the goal is here. All right, guys. Hot Sauce Junkie, thanks for checking in. Everybody, thanks for checking in. Justin, and if you would click that or put Bob's link in there, and everyone can start jumping on over. And we just grow as the night goes on.
I'm fascinated. Plan. This is really cool.
It was just an idea we came up with.
Neat.
And then we got, it's a 3-hour block. I do an hour, Bob does an hour, and our RV Underway does an hour. And so by the end, we should have thousands of people watching. That's the plan. Because everybody's still in the bathroom while watching this. You know, they're getting their popcorn, their sodas, and everything else out in the lobby. So Justin or Christina just put a link up. I'm going to go ahead and sign off and head on over to Bob's also and say bye to the most wonderful person I know, Jen Vargas, Central Florida Top 5. I love you, girl. Thanks for everything tonight.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the comments and friending and bearing with me. And yeah, we'll do this again, maybe.
Maybe.
Cool.
It was a good first test.
Yeah.
Not too bad. All right, Jen, I'm going to go ahead and get you out of here. I'm going to give you the boot, and I'll talk to you over at Bob's. Blue Wave Barbecue.
All right.
Peace out.
Everyone.
Love you. All right, guys, that's about it. We're going to go ahead and start moseying on over. Bob goes live in 2 minutes. Let's just flood him like crazy. Until the next time, guys, thanks for everything. Thanks for checking in. What's my new sign off? Keep on trucking. Keep on trucking. That's stupid.